Well, hello again, and welcome back to the channel. You find us in a slightly different place today. We've been out in Gran Canaria, riding on what is supposedly one of Spain's most dangerous roads, and we've survived it. And I'm part of the wee group that's out here with us is my friend Kona, who's a very seasoned rider. She's been ridden bikes all over the world. But what she has a one kind of special niche that she's involved in, but back home in Scotland. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the Crieff Cloverleaf, but the inspiration and the driving force behind it is sitting right beside me. And I'd like to introduce Kona to the
Hello.
channel.
Hi, everyone. Great to meet you all.
Uh, yeah, so we're only actually going to talk about the Spanish roads today and all the death toll and that, but we're actually going to talk about Crieff Cloverleaf because you've been involved in that for, well, you started it. It's your baby.
That's right. Yeah,
Uh,
it's my project.
so how long has that been going for?
So it started up, it was basically a reaction to COVID, is how it started up.
Mhm.
So in 2020, we were all locked down, couldn't get out. And, the season in Scotland is quite short. And I remember there was May that year. It was beautiful weather, and every biker in Scotland was sitting there like chewing the armchair. But at the point where finally we could get out all day riding, I'm so desperate to go. I was going on these big all-day loops in every direction possible from Crieff. And at that point, I really thought, we are amazingly well placed. You can go out and do a 6-hour ride and come back to Crieff and see amazingly different landscapes all over Scotland, ride some incredible roads. And the fact that you can do that just as a day trip, what's not to like? You can go and ride your bike without any luggage, without any hassle. If you're coming to visit, you don't have to move accommodation. I mean, I'm the most awful faffer when it comes to packing my bike. It takes ages. So to not have to do that, I really understand the appeal of it.
Yeah, yeah, it's certainly perfectly located. I mean, I've lived in that area all my life. I know the roads
Really
you're involved
specialist.
in very, very well. And yeah, it's right in the heart of Scotland. It's the gateway to so many fantastic runs.
Uh-huh.
And you're quite correct. It's a bit like today, or where we are just now. We've spent uh, 4 or 5 days here and have based in the same hotel and just driving out on some amazing
Exactly the
roads.
same model,
So
isn't
it's
it?
the
Yeah, the
very same.
Cloverleaf
So
model. Yeah.
that's why it was a good to kind of quite interesting to actually sit and chat about it here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Doing
Because
the same.
we've literally just came off the bikes. We've been out on the bikes all day long
We
driving.
always look this glamorous, Ian.
And yeah, we've got the biker look.
You should see how we smell. It's a good thing you're missing that part. Yeah, yeah.
So how does the Crieff, if somebody was to look at Crieff Cloverleaf, and what would it be? What would you explain it? How does it work?
I mean, really, it's at the simplest level, it's a set of lines on a map. It's not a guided tour. There's no organized program. Basically, there's a free map. There are free GPX files for your sat nav. So you just get yourself up to Crieff, stay for a few days, and ride all the routes. It's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, yeah, excellent. Do you arrange, oh, not necessarily arrange accommodation, but you can guide them to places where they can get accommodation.
I do, yeah. So obviously, as bikers, there are certain things we value in our accommodation. Obviously, secure parking is one, and also just hosts B&B owners that like bikers and appreciate them. So
Yeah,
I have a few trusted B&Bs, and we have a little free inquiry service on the website. You can just put your inquiry into the site, and then I'll try and place you in one of our trusted B&Bs. And the nice upside of that also is that you'll quite often find yourself there with other people riding the routes as well. So you get that social side. But I get the Cloverleaf gets a little bit of commission if we place people there. It doesn't cost the riders anymore, but that's how we kind of keep the running costs going and support ourselves. It's just a little bit of income coming in to keep the thing running.
yeah, yeah. So is it quite well supported? Do you get people, or where do people come from that actually take part in it?
Well, at the moment, all over the UK, but I'm just working now to translate it into various European languages. So I've done French and, well, not me, but me and my friend, the computer, have done French and German, and I'm going to add Italian and Spanish and Dutch. So I'm very much hoping that we'll start to bring people in from overseas as well.
No,
But obviously, at the moment, there's lots of British riders and Irish riders coming over.
yeah, well, that would be excellent because at the moment in Scotland, everybody talks about the NC 500 and everybody going up there, and that road is fantastic, but it's incredibly popular and
Yes,
busy.
and busy with
Uh,
campgrounds as well, which is
but the routes that you've devised in that central Scotland area, I mean, it's stunning roads. It's beautiful area to ride in. It's certainly not as busy and commercialised a lot of the time
yeah,
as
this is
some of
one of
the
the things that people
more
say.
supposedly popular routes.
Yes.
And yeah, I've ridden them all my life, multiple times, and I never tire of them. They're
No.
brilliant roads to ride on.
Yeah. I mean, one of the lovely things from the point of view of supporting the town and supporting Scotland is that, visiting touring motorcyclists are great because they don't just come once and tick off a few castles and think, oh, I've done Scotland. I mean, you
Yeah.
come up once and ride these roads and you think, oh, I've got to do that again. I've got to bring my friends. It's like you can do it over and over again and have a fantastic trip every time.
And equally, the accommodation places that you were suggesting, they'll be used to young bikers as well. Because we're a kind of individual breed in their own right as well. So
Yeah.
they're potentially much more accommodating towards them
Yeah.
as well, which would be nice.
Yeah.
And especially coming in with all your ears wet and soaking wet.
Yeah, exactly. It's getting support for things like that. And they love motorcyclists because we're up there doing the thing we love most in the world. We're really happy customers. Very easy, happy.
So, from your own perspective, you've had quite a varied motorcycle career, haven't you?
You can say that, I guess.
You've done some quite amazing things. I mean, you're in a very unique position to actually set something like this up because you've done a huge amount in your own right.
I mean, I have a lot of friends who are like around the world type people, and I'm in awe of them and what they've done. So in some ways, I don't feel like I've done very much at all in terms of really severe adventure motorcycling, but I'm a bit of a training junkie. So I've had all sorts of different kinds of training, partly because I first got my license when I was 19. I didn't have a car license. I had to get to a restaurant on the other side of Sydney, and it was late at night, and my boss was worried about me getting the train and said, "Oh, get a motorbike." And I would never have thought of it, but and it just became an obsession after that.
And that started a whole life.
Started the whole thing
obsession.
off. I was an apprentice mechanic for a bit, but then I had a huge long gap where I didn't ride for 25 years. I can't believe it now. But I've come back into it with a certain degree of obsessiveness again now.
Yeah, but you see, you're not really in that much of an adventure ride, but you've ridden the Himalayas and all sorts of things. You've
Yeah,
just spent a few months in Spain riding your trail bikes
this is
around
true.
the country.
Yeah.
So you're no amateur. I know for a fact you're a darn good rider.
Oh, thank
You
you.
really are. So all we've got to do is Crieff Cloverleaf, get
Crieff
out there and
Cloverleaf, yeah.
ride.
We have a Facebook page as well. If you've got any questions at all, you can use the contact form on the website or just message me through Facebook. Anything that's aimed at Crieff Cloverleaf will come to me, and I'm happy to give any advice. If you're not sure whether you like the routes or not, I can help you with that. What sort of bike you've got, any sort of bike will do. You probably don't want sort of really slick racing tires, I suppose, but you don't need knobblies or anything like that. There's no off-road. It is all paved roads, sometimes slightly ratty ones, but
Oh, there's definitely some right things, but that's all part of the fun.
yeah.
I know a few of them which are fabulous roads to ride on.
Yeah, it's a hoot, isn't it? We're so lucky to have it on our doorstep.
Excellent. Well, I'll put a lot more information in the video description for this video, and I'll put some wee links and all sorts into it as well, showcasing it. And hopefully, some of you take up the offer and come to Scotland and ride on some of our amazing roads, because we have some of the best roads in the world.
We do.
We really do, and they're not overly busy.
And we're saying that in Gran Canaria, Ian.
Yeah, I know. We don't like to tell
some good
people that
ones too.
Scotland's fabulous because we don't want too many people coming up. Anyway, Kona, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to me. We've had a fabulous few days here in Gran Canaria, riding some amazing roads. I think we are now, well, personally, I'm just ready now for the season to start in Scotland. Anyway, for now, thanks so much. And I hope you've all enjoyed this short interview. Bye for now.